right, Kelly. Kelly Wyman back in the hot tub. That's so great. Nancy Keener in the house. Rob Nussbaum, what's up, buddy? Scott Siebert, New Zealand. Donna D. Sharp, good to see you here. So many familiar faces and some new people from all over the world. Gloria Struck de Silva, good to see you. New Jersey in the house, along with Walter Bednarski. Right on. Great show coming up tonight. Roger Green, chase number 37. Roger Green, the Wolverine. Russ Journey, Kearney, Nebraska. Jim Erb, South Dakota. So good to see all you guys tonight, man. Hey, we're just 3 minutes out from a fantastic episode of Coast to Coast. Do us a favor, help us get this thing out further and further every week when we go live. Hit that like and share button. It goes a long way for us. Big shout out to everybody from our Choppertown family, everyone over at Cycle Source Magazine. Coast to Coast, going live in just 3 minutes. Stick around. Denver Chopper Mondo, are you kidding me? What's up, buddy? So good to see you, man. Listen, I have a confession to make. I'm currently trying to mock up a mini Denver Springer for a little tiny electronic Harley-Davidson bicycle. And maybe the first electronic bicycle with the Denver Springer knockoff. All right, man. Jason Sims in the house. Greg Allen, Marshall, Michigan. Good to see all you guys here. Walter Toro, Shirley Jean. Just a minute and a half out now. Mondo, while we have you on here, I think it's about time for us to get you back on Shop Talk too, man. I'm gonna have to reach out to you this week, see if we can make that happen. Cincinnati in the house. Mexico, what's up? Rob Nussbaum says sexy Simsy in the house. That's not creepy at all. Washington, PA. Big D, Dennis Stauber in the house. Good to see you, buddy. 43 seconds, and we're going live. Right on, Chicagoland Toys for Tots, Motorcycle Parade, sharing the live feed for us. Thank you guys so much. Mountain Hills, Arizona, Milwaukee, Jimmy Bradley. Fantastic. Hey, man, looks like we're about 20 seconds out from starting this one, so I guess it's time to get the old horse out of the barn and up on the track. Let's go live with this week's installment of Coast to Coast. Here we go.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night. Welcome to Coast. Chris Simmons here from Maui, Hawaii, checking in. It's been a crazy long, it seems like we just did this show. Anyway, it's great to see everybody joining in tonight, liking and sharing from all over the world. Let me bring in our special co-host, Michael Lichter. I know he was out skiing today, but here you are. How's it going?
It was great.
I think if I was out skiing, I'd be like really tired right now.
I just went for the afternoon for a bit and had a great time. 3 times since last Tuesday. So I'm hitting the slopes, getting out on the snow and feeling good, getting out in the cold weather and huffing and puffing a little bit. It's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No motorcycle riding this week, though. There's snow in front of the garage.
Right.
Mm,
Woo! Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah. I have no excuse for not motorcycle riding, I guess. But I have a puppy that's been taking up all my time, and she's doing good. But we spend a lot of time hiking and jumping through the weeds and playing hide and seek and stuff like that.
life's
She's a
good
lot of
in
fun.
Maui. God, what a special
Yeah,
place.
it's
We're
pretty
both
nice.
in special places, right?
You're pretty lucky, definitely. And I know our special guest tonight is also a skier. We'll get into talking about that
Yeah.
too. But
We
maybe
got guests from all over tonight, though. I think we
I
should
know I'm
welcome.
looking at all these people. Somebody's
We should
watching from their
welcome
hot tub.
some. I
I
mean,
know.
it
Hi
is.
again.
Yeah, somebody said they're in their hot tub.
Oh, nice.
Encinitas, California, Eileen Cannon. We got it's
Mhm.
Kelly that's in her hot tub. Somebody in Nancy Keener in Maryland.
Chicago
New
tour run.
Zealand,
Oh
Donnie
my
D.
God.
Sharp from New Zealand. We got somebody from Mexico. Denver Mondo is in the house, which is awesome. Jason Sims, Mr. Cannonball.
Wait,
Greg Allen,
Jason
also
Sims,
from Cannonball.
sexy Simsy. Okay, you have to say
Sexy
the name
Simsy,
right.
somebody wrote.
Sexy Simsy.
And
Simsy.
Holly
House.
Perry from Mexico. This is really cool. They're logging in from everywhere. El Paso, Texas. D from El Paso. All
Oh,
over the map.
welcome.
Anyway, so we should maybe we should plow right in. What do you think?
Plow right in. I like it. It's like a snow skiing kind of thing, isn't it? Like a snow plow thing. Like I can't do. We were just talking about our skiing thing. I was like, pizza, make a pizza. And I'm like, what? Go down the hill. Shoom. Anyway, let's bring in our guest, fellow Cannonball, lady rider, amazing
Fellow
person,
chaser.
Cannonball, yeah, cross country chase, just an all around badass. Come on in, Andrea Labarbara. She's cut. There you are. Oh my God, look at that background. Hey, how's it going?
Hey
Isn't that
guys.
awesome? That is beautiful right there.
Really, always good to see you. Look at those motorcycles. Oh my goodness. And there's a car up there too. I can see that. Definitely.
That's not like some pretend speaker, with left-right speakers. Those are wheels on a Corvette over her head.
Yeah, right.
Because Andrew's into everything. In addition to skiing, she's into
Mhm.
cars and obviously flying. So we should at
Yeah.
least introduce our guest, Andrea Labarbara from Massachusetts. She's a commercial pilot, so she flies for JetBlue, which is really cool. She skis all over the place all the time. She rides motorcycles all over the place. She's done the Cannonball, the Chase, does burnouts and rides in the dirt, and been riding since she's 8 years old. What else can we say?
Yeah, awesome.
And all around badass, right?
Yeah, she is. Look at that.
How do you follow that one, Andrea?
Well,
So
you guys know it was tough to get me on here, and
I have to
Your
say,
schedule.
when we first got to do this show, I made a list of all the people that I wanted to be on it, and you were on my short list. I was like, I got to get Andrea on. And I know I talked to you about it. You're like, I fly on Tuesdays. I'm like, okay, well, we can't do it from the cockpit because you're not going to get a good connection. You might get in trouble. I don't know, if you're allowed to do that. But we got you finally. Thank you for coming on. It's awesome to have you here.
it's all because I think so highly of both you and Michael, and anything I could do to help you guys, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. I know. I remember when I first met you before the 2018 Cannonball, and I thought, man, this girl's awesome. You were so, you just have such a really cool aura about you and so much confidence. And, I'm more nervous, I think, before some of the stuff than and I've done it 4 times, and you really get out there and you just go for it. So I always admire
Being
that
on a
about
bike
you.
is pretty relaxing than to be doing this.
So Andrea, this past week, I guess you've been on the snow a little bit more than motorcycles, huh? Tell us about it.
Oh.
Yep. I ski most days that I'm not working. Try to get out on the snow. Right now, there's not too much good snow anywhere. Vermont needs a little snow. Out west needs a little snow. So we make the best of it. And Killington, Vermont's our home mountain, and they're doing a pretty good job with the snowmaking and the COVID restrictions. And we're making the best of it. It's fun. Skied yesterday morning. Came down here to do this. I'll head back up to Vermont tomorrow.
Because you're good a skier as you are on a motorcycle.
I think I'm probably a better skier than I am motorcycle ride. I don't know.
I don't know about that. I've seen you on a motorcycle. You're pretty comfortable on that motorcycle. So tell us, you started riding when you were like 8?
8 years old. I started riding, and that bike, which side's it on? Right there, is my actual first bike. My brother came home and wanted a KX80, and my brother's not the type of kid to ride a bike. And I don't know where it came from or why he thought he wanted one, but my father got him one, and I said, "There's no way I'm not getting one." So somehow 8-year-old me talked my dad into getting me that, and I think my brother's riding was pretty short-lived, and obviously I stuck with it.
So
They
your
tell us
brother
the
doesn't
story
ride
that-
anymore. That's crazy. And and
No,
you
he
do. That's
stopped.
cool.
He started and stopped on a KX80. That was it. That bike I think got stolen, and he might have paid somebody to take it. He never took to it, and I stuck with it. It got tough to ride though. I'm from Long Island, and everywhere we went, the police started bothering us. And I was always with my dad, so they would yell at my dad. And my dad kind of said, "That's enough of it. We got to get rid of him." And he gave them to some cousins in the Poconos because they had some land there. So I had 3 younger cousins that learned to ride on that bike. And then we got it back probably about 15 years ago, and Bob restored it.
That's great. I love that story. I envy you. I wish I had my first bike. That is so cool. So
Yeah,
many
now
memories of
whenever
your
I
little
see
bike.
kids on bikes, I tell them, don't get rid of it. Keep that bike for them.
That's right. Definitely. How cool is that? So what was your next bike after that? Did you ride? when
Then
you were older?
I didn't ride again because my dad wasn't going to let us ride again. And I didn't get another bike until I graduated college. And I got a Sportster, like most people, girls go out and buy. And
Is that Massachusetts for Sportster, or is that
She
Long
said
Island for Sportster?
That was Sportster.
it's a little mutt, a little bit of
A
both.
mixture, yeah. I'd
And
like to
that
be a
was
fly on the wall when you and Jody Perowitz are together.
Yeah, I
I'd
have
love to
heard
meet-
it. It's great.
Nobody can understand what we're saying.
Just enjoy listening.
I love it. I love that. Yeah. I have the Chicago thing, but it's gone now. I don't know. I'm like a mix. I'm like a mutt now with my accent. That's
Well,
so
I'm
cool, though. So you-
definitely a
I'm
mix of
actually
both.
from Long Island also, so Andrew and I are neighbors, or were.
Yep.
That's great. Oh,
Yeah. Get
So-
this. I learned how to ski in Long Island, Andrea. Did you know you could ski downhill on Long Island?
Yeah. Yeah. That's before my time, but I did know that there was a little hill there.
And did you know what that hill was in the summer? It was a motorcycle hill climb.
Hill climb.
Really? No, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
It's called High Point. It was the highest point in Long Island, and we used to go every day after school, and they had a rope tow that used to burn through your hand, burn holes through the mitts. I mean, when you're little, and when I was real small, the rope used to lift me way up into the air and then be crying as it's pulling you down to the ground. But that's where I learned how to ski,
Yeah.
right around your neighborhood.
That's great.
Cool.
So did you go to college? Did you go for flying airplanes? Did you go to like a?
First, I went out to Colorado for 2 years I took classes, but I went out there to ski, and I skied
Where did
at
you go to
Crested
school
Butte,
here?
Western State College of Colorado,
Of course. right up in
Gunnison,
the mountains,
Colorado.
right?
Yeah, so I skied
Oh.
Crested Butte. And then after 2 years, I came home, and that's when I decided to fly. And I went down to Embry-Riddle and Daytona.
What
And,
made you decide? Did you always like airplanes? I mean, I know because my dad's watching. He's a old pilot.
I
so
know, and I think it's so neat
Oh,
that
yeah.
he flies and he's into the planes.
Yeah.
No, it was something that came up later, and my parents got me a lesson, and it was something that I stuck with that always intrigued me, and always learning more. And my ADD didn't, make me want to walk away. It kept me in it. And after I graduated, I stuck around and instructed at the university, and then I was a check airman there. So that's really when you learn about flying, when you teach somebody else. Or you're a check airman when you're watching somebody take an exam. So I did that for another 3 years, and then I went with the commuters and was there for 11 years.
That must be
The
crazy teaching somebody how to fly. I know I've talked to my dad about that several times because I used to fly as a young kid with him. I flew all over. I mean, he would let me fly the plane. I'm like 12 years old, flying by myself, and he was pretty brave. But I must say, what's that like teaching? It's like, I can't imagine. Is it like teaching someone how to drive a car? I mean, some people must be bad, right?
You know, just like motorcycles, when I was instructing, the way that I was doing it, we were doing it full time. We were doing it 6 days a week. We were in the plane all the time. We were on our game. So it was pretty comfortable. You let the student do as much as you feel like you could save the plane from. So they would get you in some stuff. And as long as you know, are we high enough? I can get out of this. He's fine. Let him sweat it out.
Yeah.
You know, and you let them really make their mistakes, and you get comfortable enough that you know that you're in control of the plane.
Right.
Boy, there's a lot of people that are into both flying and motorcycles. I have never done Oshkosh, but I hear that a lot of motorcyclists go to Oshkosh as well. Is that true? Have you ever done anything like that?
Oshkosh is the weekend before Sturgis, so it's kind of tough to do both. I've never been to Oshkosh.
I have. It's awesome. It's
Yeah,
really
we have
is.
friends that have gone. We have a friend that's actually going to try to do both this year. He's going to try and take his plane from Oshkosh to Spearfish and then hang out with us for a couple of days.
Are you guys in the hamsters, or you hang out with the hamsters? What's the deal there?
My husband, Bob, is a hamster.
Mhm.
You don't see the neon
Hamster.
sign over my head?
I said, is he a
It's
hamster?
it's over there.
Hamster. Hamster. Yeah.
So
So
you got a
let's
lot
talk
of-
about Bob. You met Bob in Daytona, right?
Yeah,
Let's
so
bring
just
some
like you and
photos out at the
Pat.
same time.
Yeah.
Maybe we could roll through the
Yeah, we should
first
do that.
6, 7 photos, show what Andrea looks like on her badass bike. And tell us about this bike, and then we'll get into Bob there.
What is
What are you
that?
riding
That's
here,
a-
Andrea?
That's a Roland Sands made that for a friend of ours, Holger, and somehow I was lucky enough to talk Holger into selling it to me. And it's just a fun, cool bike. That bike inspired me to make my performance bagger, which we don't have any pictures of, but that's my newest bike, and it's just a combination of a sport bike and bag, so you can go away. You could put your stuff in the bags,
That's
and
cool. I remember
go out
this.
for a couple of
the
days. But
next
that's a
shot
performance
coming
bike.
up,
That bike you could lean all the way over. You've seen me lean it. You've seen me do burnouts on it. It's just a fun, nimble little bike.
there's a cool shot of you burning out. I remember this was leaving the Broken Spoke, and I was there with the camera, and you saw the camera, and you just lit it up.
Yeah. Go, girl.
That was
Burnouts are
fun.
always fun.
And then we went out riding along. What's that called, through Tomoka, and these next
loop?
couple of shots.
What's that? The loop. What
The
do they call
The
it?
Wildlife
loop,
loop.
yeah.
Yeah,
loop.
yeah. That was with Brian and Vanessa Clark.
We had the clocks with us. There's Bob in the background, and next couple of shots also going right through Tomoka, and then another one in loop. And then we come to some shots of you and Bob, so we could introduce Bob in here now.
Mhm.
I like this portrait of you guys that we did in Sturgis, in black and white.
That's
So
a
tell us,
great guy.
tell us about this guy here.
Bob and I met. So I bought the Sportster 22 years ago, and no, 21 years ago. And Bob and I met right after. I don't even think I'd taken possession of it yet. And he had just sold his bike, so he had no bikes. So he said, come up and visit me. By the time you get up to Massachusetts, I'll have a bike. And so he ran
There
out
you
and got a
go.
bike the next weekend. And
Wait, so this was after you met down in Daytona in Orlando, right?
yeah, we met at an engagement party in Orlando. Bob likes to say he picked me up at Bike Week, but that's not what happened.
It sounds better.
Yeah, he
You
likes to say
guys-
I was walking down the street and I couldn't stop looking at him, but that's not what happened.
Oh,
We were at an engagement party.
I tell you, you guys are I just love both of you. You're so much fun together and to ride with and hang out with.
I was going to say the
And,
same thing. I think
yeah.
like you're one of the most fun couples I know. You're always
Yeah.
doing fun stuff and just seeking fun, right?
Yeah, it makes a relationship fun, right? When you could do everything with your best friend and
You
we
ride
get along,
together.
we
and-
have fun, and we ski together and we travel together. We go to the islands a lot. We do the
Tell us-
sailboat trips.
Tell us about
So-
the little the Corvette tour you do. It's up on the riser behind you there, up on the left.
That Corvette doesn't go on the trip. That we do a car trip, but that's modern cars. We go through the mountains. We go fast. We take fast modern cars, and Bob has a 911, so we take the Porsche.
Do
on
you have that
that.
picture with all the cars in it right there? That kind of group shot. It's so cool. Their whole family ships their cars out west, and then they go
Oh my
riding. They
God.
go driving
What a-
around.
That's fun. I love that.
It's kind of like what we do on motorcycles. They do it on
Okay,
cars
do you
also.
guys get any tickets? See who
I've
gets
got 3 in a 24-hour period,
the-
and we were on walkie-talkies because the phones don't always work out there. So we had two-way radios. So the third time we get pulled over, my mom is crying. And she's going, they're going to arrest him. They're going to arrest him. I'm saying, don't cry. They're not going to arrest him. Even if they do, we'll get him right out.
That's funny. I
great.
love that. What a cool family. I want to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, I think you were telling me the other day that you I was asking you if you have preferences of cars, bikes, flying, and all this stuff, and you're describing how it doesn't matter what activity you're doing. You want to just keep doing the one thing you're doing. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm always happy doing what we're doing. So it's hard to, people say, are you going to miss skiing to go to a motorcycle event or miss motorcycle event to go to skiing? It's tough because whatever I'm doing is what I'm having fun doing. Once I leave and do something else. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Once I leave and I'm doing something else, I don't miss it. I like doing whatever I'm doing.
That's smart. I like that. Good philosophy, definitely. Well, you guys get around. I'll tell you. I know you and Bob, you're on a lot of the hamster events. You guys, I see in Sturgis.
Yeah, our neighbors think we're crazy. Luckily, we have good neighbors who take in our packages and water my plants and keep an eye on things.
Brian and Vanessa.
There's Brian and Vanessa.
In Sturgis.
Yeah, and new little precious cargo.
Yes, he is.
right.
He's adorable. I see him on Facebook.
So this brings us to the Cannonball.
Yeah.
We should roll some of these because why don't you tell us how you even discovered the Cannonball? How did you hear about it, and what made you decide that you're gonna get a Henderson to go ride the Cannonball? I mean, that's pretty wild.
Bob wanted to do the Cannonball. Bob learned about the Cannonball, wanted to do it, and he has a friend, Dave McGraw, who's a fellow hamster and into all antique. He's got incredible motocross antique bikes, but all kinds of antiques. So the two of them were trying to get into 2016, and it's a tough thing to learn about and get. We're not just learning about it. We're going to the granddaddy of them all. You're not just dipping into the shallow end of antique bikes. You're jumping in the deep end and going to coast.
Mm-hmm.
So we missed 2016, and then kept at it and trying to meet the right people. Luckily, through Dave McGraw, we got introduced to Mark Hill, and I remember talking to Mark the first time on the phone, and we pretty much hit it off right from the beginning. We have a lot of the same outlook on things. He's a little bit more boisterous about it. I'm a little bit more laid back and quiet, but we think the same way a lot. So we were a very good fit, and I know I'm very lucky to be in with those guys, with the Wolf Pack, and they're all very good to me, and they take care of me very well, and I deal with them.
How did you
do deal with them, I must say. Yeah, you do. Go ahead, Mike.
How did you get the slot and not Bob? If it sounds like he was the one that really wanted it so bad.
It's a little easier for a girl to get a slap.
Ooh. Well, I know Mark, was talking to me a couple of years back about trying to find they wanted a woman, they wanted a she-wolf, okay? And they wanted a woman to ride for. And I'll tell you what, I think it's incredible, and you're the right fit for that team that, and riding the 4. I mean, how I feel about those bikes. I hear them and I just like, oh, they're so beautiful.
Now that I've ridden antique 4s, Laura Primacy, that's my first introduction to antique bikes. And now, I can't really go anywhere from there. I'm stuck on 4s, and that's my passion now. 4s,
Cool. Can we bring that last shot back up, the one crossing the river on the bridge there? Because I think I think this may have answered my own question about why Andrea got the slot to be on the Cannonball over Bob. Right there. Isn't that
He could,
awesome?
yeah. We only had one outfit and he couldn't fit in it.
I can tell you though, Andrea is a competitor, you know.
In everything.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't,
you are
I don't know about the skiing thing, but I know in the Cannonball, you are focused. You want to get out there and you want to do the job, and you have fun doing it. I mean, you love. I ride by you every day on the Cannonball, and you're just smiling. You're just happy. You're in your element. You're in your place. You're a happy place.
Yeah,
You embraced it. You really embraced it.
It's a great time. I love being on the Cannonball.
Yeah, I mean, even the rainy days are tough, but you got out there. You had the clothes for it. You know, this next shot is also, to me, a really strong image of you. I took this one on the chase when I was doing portraits, and for me, it just hits me as a very confident image. It looks like a person that's totally in control and knows what they want and gets what they want.
And I think it's funny that you say that because you know me well enough to know that even that picture I was so nervous for. You know, I'm like, I don't know, Michael, what do you want me to do with my hands? where do I put these? I don't. It's not a comfortable place for me. The camera, talking, pictures, it's just not comfortable. Put me on in a ice storm on the Henderson 4 on the road to the sun. I'm pretty comfortable.
Yeah, what did Mark Hill called you? A stone cold killer?
Yeah, I saw that.
Stone cold killer.
There was a comment on there that had that. That's right.
I know what you mean about the camera. I don't like taking pictures. Mike knows. Mike has so many pictures of me over the 30 some years with me sticking my tongue out, making a face, doing something because I know,
but I don't let up. I keep going until I
know. But we don't want to do that. But yeah, I get it.
Well, then I'm also always bummed when I look back and there's no pictures of me. And I'm like, hey, how come there's no pictures of me? They're like, because you ran away from the camera.
But you know what? Let's take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll talk more about the chase and stuff too, because I want to find out about your other bikes.
Perfect.
Okay. Can we do that? Okay.
We'll see you on the other side, Andrea.
Okay. See you in a minute.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm with Banks Brothers Motorcycles. One of the things I want to show you today is our new improved engine puller.
The changes to this machine has been in the arms and in the hands. We put hind joints in the hand to allow rotation of the engine, which makes it easier to get it in and out of the frame. With the angle change, we have equal clamping pressure on them. And over here we have what's called the posi lock, which allows this to be locked in place and the engine can't swing from side to side.
And we're going to show you just how easy it is to pull the motor out of the bike right now. George is actually going to come in, make contact with the cylinders, tighten it down, and pull it out of there.
You lift it up, rotate it, and bring the assembly out of the frame. You see the motor starting to move and it centers itself. This allows no side play once the motor's in place, and it keeps it safe. It can't fall out.
Visit BanksBrothersMotorcycles.com to order your Banks lift.
Hey, we're back. Okay, Andrea, are you there? You're still with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we
We
can hear
got
you.
you. Yeah.
Okay.
So Mike and I were just talking. How did you get the name Stone Cold Killer from the Wolf Pack? Is there a story about that? I like the sound effects.
I think that's just Mark having a few cocktails.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I don't know.
Mark-
It brought a
It's true.
smile to your face or whatever it was.
I thought, it was all funny, but I guess it's just that, we go out, we are competitive, we do what we have to do.
True.
We like to be fair. We want to win.
Sure, nothing wrong with winning. I know what place did you take in the 2018 Cannonball? You want to tell us?
Third overall.
Yeah, which is
I
pretty damn
tied
good.
Fred Wacker only because he's older than me.
I know. I was like, oh, you youngster.
Fred
Yeah,
was,
that's
he's the nicest guy. I had a lot of fun with him, and it was fun. So I have no problem with being second. And I didn't have to get up and do a speech.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. And one thing I noticed about him, he's always so clean. His stuff's always clean. His
hair was
his
perfect.
leathers are clean, and he rides like that. And I'd be like going down the road, passing him, and I'm like, I look like crap. I've got bugs and I'm dirty, and look, he's all like sitting up straight in this Indian, and with all his Indian stuff, and just pleasant and clean and neat. That's right.
Yeah.
So, you were one of 4 women on that Cannonball, isn't that right?
Yep.
Did you feel, was there a lot of camaraderie on that? Or I know you're each on your own separate teams, and we could bring up a few more pictures now as well. We have a few more Cannonball shots. But tell us about that, what it was like. I mean, did you realize there were going to be 4 women on the Cannonball before you went?
Yeah, we knew. The first time I had met Kirsten was on the ride. I knew Cris and then I knew Jody. And Kirsten was, I made a lifelong friend with her. She is an incredible woman. And talk about being humble. She's a mom to 3 super cool boys. And her husband's a sweetheart. Her dad smiles the most of anybody. And, I go and watch her race the nitros. She's the youngest person to ever hold a card, man or woman, to ever hold a race card. She's super impressive. She's somebody to really look up to, and I'm really proud to call her my friend, and I love riding with her.
Yeah, we have to have.
Yeah.
Did we? We haven't had her on.
She was on the Cannonball show with Doc. Doc's a crazy man. We know that.
Yeah, we
Everybody
should
knows
have.
Doc's a crazy
We
man,
should
but
have
yeah,
her on
yeah,
to
we should
represent
have,
both the Docs as
definitely.
well as her racing and the Cannonball. She's got a lot
Yeah.
going on. That's a good idea.
I've
She's
gone down and
incredible.
watched her. That nitro racing is the real deal, and she's been doing it for so long. And we're in her trailer, and we're watching her in between races, and we're talking to her. And Bob and I are like, I hope we're not interrupting her. I hope we're not throwing her off away. And she's been doing it her whole life. She's as calm as could be while she's mixing chemicals. And Bob and I are like, do you have to pay attention while you're messing with? She's like, I've been doing this since I'm 12. I've got this.
Oh yeah.
I got this.
Yeah. She's amazing. And so humble, like you said, she's just so sweet and quiet, and just, but another competitor, she is a competitor, and gotta love her. She's amazing.
She's got a great attitude. She's fun to be around, and I love being on the Cannonball with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, she's riding again with Shannon. I think Shannon got her.
Yep, Shannon got in. I was
What's
psyched.
What's your plans for the upcoming Cannonball?
Yeah.
Taking the Henderson 13. Bob will be on a Harley 25.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you get to do it together again.
Yeah, we're gonna. Well, last time Bob was Chase.
Yeah, they did the chase. We talk about the chase too, but that Henderson is just gorgeous, I must say, and you look so good on it. And how is it to ride that? Is it like, because it's so long, I always wonder how
It's as comfortable as could be. It's super comfortable, and you cruise at about 45 miles an hour. So it's where I'm sitting there, it's just very comfortable. We go back and forth coast to coast on our modern bikes once or twice a year. And that's, you're doing 90 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, and you're gritting your teeth, and your jaw hurts, and your back hurts, and your neck hurts, and I don't know if my parents are watching, but you're cheating death. You're splitting, like, you're driving like a nut. This is like violins playing, and it's nice and it's relaxing. Nothing hurts. After that ride, nothing hurt. It's comfortable as could be. You didn't need a chiropractor. That seat's nice.
Yeah.
And Frank Westfold has to get me back my cushion.
Oh, he's got your cushion. There you go. Yeah, there's something to be said about cruising across the country at 45 miles an hour. You can,
Yeah.
it is relaxing. You can look around. You can, take your time and, well, not take your time because it's a Cannonball, but I mean, remember
You're
going
on
through
a
the Amish
schedule.
country, like we did the Amish country, and seeing all the people and women hanging their laundry out, and all the kids lined up at the fence. You see things that you don't
Yeah.
usually see when you're going so fast.
And
Absolutely.
you see these things when you're not in a car, when you're out like that and exposed,
right.
and your senses are all humming, right?
Yeah. To me, the days fly by. It's just no cell phones, no talking to anybody. It's just relaxing out on the road. Nothing. You can't check your mail. You can't check your email. You can't do anything except ride a nice bike across, smell the roses and check out the animals. And I saw a grizzly bear going into the park. What park was that, Chris?
Oh, up in Glacier? Or
Glacier,
where we go,
Glacier
Mike? Oh my
National
God.
Park. No, Glacier National Park. On the right-hand side, we come into the park. There's a big grizzly bear.
Yeah.
I was like a little kid. I was like, this bear.
I know. I couldn't stop smiling that day. It was so beautiful. We did the road to the sun, and it had been snowed in the week or two before, and then
It was
like the day
close whether
before
we're
we
gonna
got
get
to
it.
go up, and then it snowed after. So that was just some of those magical moments that we got to see and got to experience that ride. It was just amazing. And then,
I got pictures of you in the pouring rain on the way out of there, though. Remember?
oh, me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was me. Yeah, I think you
Yep,
did.
I got
Yeah, it
pictures
was
of you on the way
raining.
out.
I was like, let me down this mountain. I'm afraid of heights, but I went. And I just looked
Yeah.
ahead. I didn't look down. I looked ahead. I wasn't even going to do that ride, but anyway, that day. But I decided I can't pass this up. So it was amazing. But then we heard about the chase. Okay.
Yeah, let's roll through. We have three more shots of the Cannonball to finish, and then we'll get right to the
Oh,
chase.
okay. Oh yeah, there's another.
It's
There's a-
cool. Just
there's a,
finish this off. There's a nice sunset shot where we went out for a little ride after the day, or was that our day off? Maybe I can't remember.
No, that was, you wanted to get a sunset shot of all the fours.
That's what
And
it
we
was.
went
Yeah,
down
we
that
went out
dirt
for a little ride
road,
after we came in,
and it
That's where we
just didn't
turned
work
around.
out.
and this next shot is like a real typical shot of working on the bikes at the end of the day, isn't it? That's what it looks like every day.
Yep. That to me is just as much part of the fun. I love getting off and interacting with the guys and trying to learn and pick up whatever I can. So I hold the flashlight for them. If they need food, I get them their beers, whatever they need. I
Hey,
can help
and what else do we
however
do?
I can.
We have to
They
help
give
Mike
me-
Carson with his roll chart, right?
Yeah, Mike Carson's on it.
Carson
Yeah.
can't roll his own chart. Anyway, just teasing.
Wow. And this next shot is the four ladies together at the end. This is wrapped up. Now, you had to feel a little special. They all got handled beautiful bouquets of flowers, right?
Me too.
Yep. I'm drawing a blank. Who gave us those?
Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank too now.
Okay, somebody's got a
Oh, it
text.
was Kurt Rummans.
Yes, Kurt Ruins showed
Yeah.
up and gave
Yeah.
each of the guys flowers to give the girls. He's a gentleman. What a great
That's
guy.
Always.
You know
a
who?
fantastic- Yeah.
Oh,
great
Bob
guy.
is
That was a
saying something
wonderful day.
What, Bob?
So here we come to the chase now. So this is like a totally new adventure. So when did you decide to do the chase? Because that was 1 year, almost exactly 12 months after the Cannonball ended. You were on a new bike or a different bike
Mhm.
on the chase. Now, did you know that before you started the Cannonball, or is this the excitement of the Cannonball said, oh, I want more?
We knew as soon as Jason announced the chase, we knew we were going to do it. And that was something that Bob and I did together. I did it on the Indian 4, which is right over my shoulder. And Bob did it on a 39 Knucklehead. And
In this first photo of the chase, do you remember that's the opening day and it's right across on the other side of the river there from the lake from Canada. No, it's one shot back, or maybe it's out of order in this system. There you go.
There it is.
Like at the start there, what goes on in your mind as you're there at the start, about to take off? Are you nervous at all with all that's ahead? Or are you just thinking about the first mile of the trip?
No, I'm not. When it comes to being on a motorcycle or being on skis, I don't really get nervous. So I'm not nervous there. I'm really excited that I have the next 20 or so days off of work, and I'm going to be on the road with my husband, and I'm just excited. It's going to be fun.
And that bike, tell us about that beautiful Indian sitting there behind you.
That Indian is one of the most beautiful bikes anybody's ever seen in their lives. I should have gotten you pictures of how it was when we found it. We have pictures of it. It was just a basket, and what Mark Hill obviously did all the work on that. And he just made it a piece of art that's incredibly reliable and incredibly fun to ride. Keith Hansen also did all of the paint, and it's a stunning paint job. And then that picture with the airplane, we just got lucky. I had a friend Dick Canine, that lives in Spruce Creek, and I was asking him, do you know of anybody with an airplane of this era that's red? And he said, I know somebody exactly. And
I don't think we have that picture, but I think you guys have that picture. Somebody has that picture, but we don't have it on here. Maybe Chris had it on your, it was on your website or your Facebook?
It was on the Cannonball 98.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's a beautiful red. I don't know what kind of plane. My dad would know what kind of plane that is. So, but that was beautiful. And the bike itself, what did you name it? I can't remember. Was it the Cardinal or something?
Yeah, it's the Cardinal, and it's for a couple reasons.
Yeah, right.
First, Kevin, that works in Mark's shop, there was a Cardinal that kept coming around the shop, and he kept going in the window and kept hanging around. And besides the bright red color of the bike, we also lost a good friend right around that period. So it was all kind of fit in. So Bob McKay passed right around that period, and it was aptly called the Cardinal.
That's cool. It's a beautiful bike. I know everywhere you went, people were just like, their jaws were dropping. That bike is just so gorgeous. And again, it runs like a top. Mark Hill's one of my heroes. He's the guy. If you ever have a 4 and you want it to run like a top and just purr, it's like, sheesh. Yeah. So the chase was so cool.
Joe Ferry said it's not only beautiful, it's fast too. So how fast were you going on that bike?
There you go.
There was one day that me and Joe had a blast. We got out in some twisties. It was just the two of us.
Cruising speed, and what was your top speed on it?
That bike, the top speed? I don't know. 60-ish? I don't know. Joe might correct me. But that bike wanted to cruise at about 50.
Yeah. And what about the Henderson? You said you're cruising at 45, but I know
About
you had it
43,
faster
a
than
little
that.
less,
So how
43,
fast
42.
was top speed on that one?
We had it going pretty fast downhill. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it all the time.
Chasing you.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it all the time. I don't know what the top speed was.
60-ish?
Yeah.
Maybe we touched 60.
I think you did. And what year is that again, the Henderson?
13.
Yeah.
13?
Yeah,
Yeah.
1913.
Isn't that amazing, going that
It's
fast
amazing.
on a bike that's over 100 years old?
Yeah, it's
And if
fine.
anyone's wondering, the Indian is a 34. It's a 34 402, which is kind of a rare model, right?
Are you talking about the Indian, right?
Yeah, the 34 Indian.
Right.
It's a 402 model, which is really cool. It's a beautiful bike. Yeah. So you talk about the chase, and then you and Bob were riding together on the chase almost every day, but I think maybe you're in different.
Well, we didn't ride
classes.
together because his bike was faster than mine. So, and I think he might have been in another class.
I think
but,
he was.
He was in another class. You left at different times, I think.
Yeah, and you can't ride together just because you want to. If the bikes don't want to ride together, it's just not going to make sense, and it's going to mess you up in the long run. You're going to end up getting in trouble. You got to just ride your race. And there's times that you're going to be alone, and there's times that you're going to be with new friends, and there's times that you're going to be with your group. But there's plenty of times you find yourself alone, and that's just fine too.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's a cannonball, and that's a chase too. Because you're right, you have to ride. You can't ride with something because your bike has to. It has its own speed. It has its own mind. It wants to do what it wants to do, and you're right.
Yeah.
You can't kind of force it. So
Yeah. If you force it, you're just going to end up. Somebody's going to end up in trouble.
So, Chris, are you signed up or not?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm talking about Chris Callan. Oh, me,
No.
Chris?
Yeah, you, Chris.
I was signed up, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm taking a year. I told my husband this is going to be his, supposedly he was going to do his Doobie Brother 50th anniversary tour. So I was going to take the time off the Cannonball to do the tour with him. Then the Cannonball didn't happen. Now I loaned my bike to a museum, San Francisco Airport Museum. So Effie is in museum.
Which I can't wait to see. I'm in San Francisco all the time. When's it going to be there?
It's there now, but the exhibit doesn't open until February, and it's going to be in the International Terminal. They have a whole exhibit on early American motorcycles.
Okay.
And then then they're going to do a special exhibit in the United Terminals, Terminal 3, I think it is.
Okay.
That long hallway down there. They're going to do a lot of stuff with women in motorcycling. So I've been doing a lot of work with my photos from my book. So we're going to do.
I'm a woman in motorcycle that goes to airports.
I know it's going to fit right into your thing there.
So are there any other women that are going to be on this Cannonball? Well, I guess
Kristen,
our drag
Jody,
racer, Kristen. Is Jody coming back?
Yes, Jody's riding, I think, a 12 Harley.
So just the three then, is that right?
No, and then there's a Kanja that riding an Indian Scout, and I think there's a girl from California who I don't know why I know all this, but I do. Dana Lasher, who I haven't met yet, but I think she's signed up, and I think she's got an Indian Scout.
And you said there's somebody else on a Scout? Are there 5 women?
I think, yeah, there's 5.
Wow.
Yeah, 5. And it'll be weird for me, but
It's going to be weird for you.
I don't think you should do it.
It's going to be very weird.
I don't think it's a good idea. The way things are, I think you should do it while you can.
It's going to be very weird.
I'll be with you in spirit, but you know what? I may show up and give you guys a quiz or something. You never know.
Quizzes. It's a Cannonball.
I mean, I've been around before.
I'd say there's a real good chance you're going to show up.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, to be honest with you, my back, I'm older. I'm a little older than you, Andrea, and my back has a hard time after about 100 miles. I'm in a lot of pain. So
I'm older than Andrea, that's for sure. And I want her and Bob to adopt me.
Yeah, right. I want to be here.
Come on
I
out,
want
Mike.
to
We'll
join
take
them
him.
on all their fun stuff.
I know. I would do that car thing.
Somebody asked, Nancy Weems said, does she parachute out of planes? Is that one thing you've ever done?
Oh my
No,
God.
pilots don't jump out of good planes. We all know that.
You stay inside, huh?
Stay inside. If the engines are running, why jump?
There you go. Cool.
I'm just happy to see you living your dreams because you go for it, you have something and you want to do it, and life is so short, and find your flow, right?
That's why you should do the Cannonball this year.
I've done 4 of them.
A lot of pressure.
Hey, I don't have a bike. What am I going to do?
We can find your bike.
Somebody's going to chime in here, I think.
I have to get my husband to give me that ace out of the garage.
I think
have we ever had an ace on the Cannonball?
No, and we talked about it a couple of years ago. It's funny, and I think in 2016, and I actually called Mark Hill, and I was thinking, making arrangements to ship it from Hawaii. Then my husband woke up in the middle of the night, and he goes, "We can't ride that bike in the Cannonball. It's too rare, I mean, there's no parts for him." Mark was really, I think he was drooling. I think he really wanted to get his hands on that.
I'll bet.
On that ace.
That's the Steve McQueen bike, right?
Yeah, it's a Steve McQueen bike. So it's kind of like, do I take it
A
out
lot of provenance there.
and beat it up? I mean, I was ready to take it.
What would Steve McQueen do?
Steve McQueen would ride the shit out of that bike.
You bet he would.
I think Jason has a comment for the both of you. He says, we need more. And I think he's meaning more women. Them ladies need to start laying down the law with their husbands and tell them they are taking the bike. That's what he said.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, I'll tell you what.
From the boss himself.
I was so impressed with last week's guest, Stephanie Peets. I'll teach her the ropes of the Cannonball if she teaches me how to jump.
God, that's a great idea, because we were encouraging her that she'd have a lot of fun on the Cannonball,
Or
And
hooligan race.
then you'll go to the desert out in California. I'll meet the both
Good,
of
I
you and
will.
photograph you both because I'm determined to get out there on the sand.
Yep.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
They're
but she
talking
told
about
you
living
you got to ride a trike.
Oh my God, that would be so cool. She's the type, she would kick ass on the Cannonball. And
And it looks like she'd be a
there's
lot of
people that
fun.
could. Jason wants me to run my Wagner. Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
Nice-
you know,
that'd be nice.
Jason's listening. So Jason, if you haven't listened to last week's podcast with Stephanie Peets, you should listen because you're going to want that woman on the Cannonball also. She'd be
Yeah.
a great emissary out there.
A quad. Rob says a quad. That was a fun thing about last week. Yeah, Mike's gonna be at a quad in the desert. Right? We
Not-
talked about that last week.
No way. 2 wheels for me, not 4. We have a couple more photos we could roll just to get to the end here. And I think especially the last 2, Cris, you commented about Andrea's living the dream. Here she's not with her husband, but here side by side riding through the Keys. You remember that day, Andrea?
Yeah, that was a great day.
Yeah.
Riding side by side. That must have felt real good, huh?
Yep, going over that long bridge, and there's the finish line, which Bob almost made us mess up because we had to have a long lunch, and you never take lunch on the Cannonball or the
Lunch?
chase. Never.
Wait a minute, we got to talk about this. Nobody eats
Yeah.
lunch.
Yeah,
Look at the
Bob's like,
color
we're
of that
so early,
water.
let's have lunch.
What a welcoming to the pier there with that beautiful water. Jason Sims with his flag, and that was cool. How did that feel coming over the finish line?
Oh, it was great. And then I think that's called Sunset Pier there. So I've been there, and it's neat to come somewhere with your antique bike at a finish line of somewhere that you've been. It's almost like extra homey.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good
You
feeling.
knew where you're going, yeah.
I had never been to the Keys. That I remember.
yeah.
I mean, Pat says we were, but I don't remember. but it was fun.
Here's a question for both of you, actually. Like,
Mhm.
when you get to the end, like for me, I'm in Sturgis for 2 weeks every year. It's a big trip, like 15 days and morning till night. I mean, very little sleep. But when I'm done, I get on the bike and I'm coming home, I'm thinking, I wish I had just 1 more day or 2 more days.
Mhm.
Do you guys feel like that? Or when you're done and ready to move on?
I like both the chase and the Cannonball. I took an extra day there in town, and that's pretty enjoyable just to relax. I don't get on a flight and zip right back. Like Loring literally got off the bike and got back. He had finals in college.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That
that's
night,
right.
he left the dinner
Oh my
early
goodness.
to get on a flight to go back to go to college. I mean, he rode,
Okay.
he worked on the bikes, and he got there late, and he got got home on one of the first flights out.
Wow.
So that
Well,
staying at least a day is nice to enjoy and look around and unwind a little bit.
An unwind day. Do you do that when you're flying ever? Do you ever get an extra day?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that March 1 with you.
Well, yeah, of
In
course.
Denver.
We're going skiing up to
Yeah,
Winter
and-
Park.
We're going to talk about this painting, that beautiful painting of you and your.
Yeah, tell us about this. What's the story behind the painting?
Yep, that's a painting that Eric Herman did. He took a couple pictures, and he's just an amazing artist and a super nice guy. And again, another guy that I'm lucky to have as a friend, and I love watching his work. The detail in that painting is unbelievable. And
That's a beautiful painting.
Eric's got some great deals going on in his paintings right now. If you go to his website.
You're a nice guy, super nice guy.
Super nice guy, and has a couple originals still, and it came out great. I love that picture, and it's nice to have those cards to give out. I give them out to the kids on the ride, and anybody.
Isn't that fun
shows
when
any
those little
interest.
girls come up to you on those rides?
Girls, guys, they're
Yeah.
all awesome. I love
know.
when the kids
I
get
love
all
all the
excited.
kids.
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
love kids, but-
but the girls are a little extra. You hope that you let them sit on your bike, and you hope that they
yeah.
you
Oh,
turn
yeah.
turning them into a little rider.
Mhm. I've had them return year after year on the Cannonball, and they get a little bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Eric Herman's page up there right now. It's pretty
Cool
talented
stuff.
guy.
Wow. Talented.
Speaking of those kids growing up, it made me think of Redensel's kids growing up on the Cannonball, right?
Yeah, our Cannonball babies. That's
They
right.
are.
They're all-
They were, and they're not babies anymore.
Yeah, I remember
How
they
about
wanted to be they
Kirsten
wanted to be
and Shannon?
motivators. I think they're going to end up doing the Cannonball someday. I hope.
Oh, that'd be
Kirsten
cool.
and Shannon's boys. I mean, those kids, they're going to be motorcycles.
Yeah, the little one's getting a little drag bike, huh?
Yeah, it's
They're
pretty
building
cute.
they're building it now. Was he
Yeah,
7?
him and Doc.
Doc's been building. That's so cool. Well, I
Yeah.
can't thank you enough for coming on. I miss you. It's just hard to be so apart from everybody. You know, I know we see each other once or twice a year, 3 times a year, but it's been a
I
weird
know.
year. But
No, we get to see each other on Tuesdays and meet up with a lot of people. But I'll tell you, you're going to have to go and watch this show again because you're going to need to read all the comments. There are so many comments of people that were specifically writing to you. A lot of people, they write in, just say where they're from, and they're from all over the place. But so many people wrote and just said how badass you are and hi from, there's too many people to read her. It's like tons of them. So you'll have to check that out when you can.
definitely.
Well, you know, one of the coolest things about the Cannonball that we didn't have on the Chase was in every stop, I think there was 16 stops. And especially for my first Cannonball, I had friends, family from college, from high school, family members. I had somebody that I knew personally stop at every city, coast to coast, except
Wow.
one. There was one city, I forget which one, that I didn't know anybody. So that was like a relaxing night for me. I hung out. But they sat in the pits with us at night. They watched us. Every stop, I had somebody greet me. And that's an amazing feeling. And that'll be a tough one to match. I don't know if I'd ever be able to repeat that. What's the chances that you know somebody, you know, within a 2-hour drive of every stop?
I'd say from the comments coming in tonight, you're going to know somebody everywhere on the next trip too, because they're from all over, and you got a lot of fans.
I hope so.
Like,
I hope
yeah.
so. It makes the stops awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely
Very
fun.
cool.
Wow.
Andrea,
Well,
so great.
yeah.
And I get to see you and have a great time with you and Bob skiing in about 7 weeks, I think, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Wow.
Is it 7 weeks? It feels like it's closer.
March 4th. Yeah,
That's
it's
gonna
pretty
go
close.
fast. That's almost here. You better hope for some snow.
Yeah, you better stretch.
Actually, that's like the best time of year to go. Days are a little longer, a little warmer, and there's more snow. So March is our snowiest month.
That's right.
It'll be March
Yeah.
2nd. March 2nd and 3rd.
That's great.
All right. Well,
Well,
send
that's
me a
quite
picture.
the shop you got behind you. I'll tell you all those,
Definitely.
and all you could say is lots of toys, right?
Well, that's another thing about Bob and I. We ride a little bit of everything, and everything you see behind me is from, you have antiques, you have customs, you have my dirt bike, you have my first bike. We have Pro Streets behind one of the bikes. We have FXRs, we have Dynas, we have sports. There's everything represented back there.
Wow, that's cool.
And a bicycle on the
Bob's-
wall to boot.
And a bicycle.
Yep. And a Corvette.
And a Corvette.
Over your head,
Awesome.
like earmuffs. Perfect.
Well, say,
Andrea, thanks so much. And
Yeah.
I'll see you soon. And Chris will see you somewhere down the road.
yep, I'll see you somewhere and give Bob our best. And we love you guys. Stay safe,
will.
have fun.
I will, absolutely. Everybody stay healthy.
Yep,
And we'll
yep.
see you soon.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Okay,
Andrea.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Wow.
That was cool. That was so cool.
That was cool. There were a lot of cannonballers. I see Roger Green chimed in.
Oh,
Roger Green, the Wolverine, he said. And like
Hmm.
I said, Denver's Choppers, Jason, Jim Erb, Draco. Boy, they're from all over.
That was
Really.
a fun, really fun show.
Missy Shoemaker chimed in as well. She was my helper a lot of times, and she shoots for
Mhm.
Cycle Source herself.
Yep.
She's chiming in here. Lots of visitors tonight. Anyway,
Right.
so another week ahead of us.
Yep.
Another
Here we go
week.
again. I tell you, this has been so fun. I mean, being home, wouldn't have been so great all the time. I mean, I'm used to being home all the time. You're not used to being home all the time. We're usually traveling
That's
quite
true.
a bit.
But
So-
it's different. And I'll tell you, like the time I'm getting to edit and re-edit and look at things, I'm looking forward to shooting again just to see how all this editing changes how I shoot next time.
Yeah, it must be weird for you not to be shooting so much.
Yeah.
I mean,
You've got my website up there. We're spending a lot of time loading content. If Chris goes to
Mhm.
the what is it?
I love that picture.
If he goes to events, for example, pull down menu from the top under, if you could
Whoa.
see it, and go to events and event by event, click on events and then click on events by event. And you'll see we got lots of stuff up.
Wow,
So,
you're working hard.
if
you
you look,
never have time to do that ever.
There's like 7 Sturgises, there's 6 galleries under Daytona, 6 years, I mean, There's a lot of photos. I mean, tens of thousands actually when you count all the bike features up. So there's a
Wow.
lot of stuff. We're working hard.
Spent hours in there looking at that. Oh, look at, I remember that one from the Cannonball with the train.
Yeah.
That's great.
Nepal.
Wow. And then, oh, your Nepal stuff. I have looked at those. Yep.
That was fun.
Great.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well,
Awesome. Well,
we'll,
another week, more editing to do, more skiing to do. If it warms up, maybe I'll get back on the motorcycle.
right on. Yeah.
I love being able to. I haven't done it. Last week I went motorcycling one day and skiing the next.
I know. I was going to say you're getting all the
I
best
know,
world.
but I want to do it the same day. I want to go motorcycling in the morning, skiing in the afternoon, and then when the day gets a little longer, I'll go for a bicycle ride at the end.
Oh my God, I'd be passed out with a glass of wine, right?
Well, I left my wine in the kitchen. Bummer.
All
But
right.
that always
Well,
ends it.
Have a great week, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Thank you to Cyclist Magazine.
You too. Think about taking one of those bikes out of the garage, Chris.
Yeah, I have to take one of those bikes out of the
You're
garage.
gonna really.
I got a few of them here.
You're gonna miss all these people.
I know. I'll do that. All right, you guys. Well, you take care. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Tuesday night.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.